Hello friends, today we are going to learn how to make a cityscape with very few detailings. So here I have tried to draw some figures and buildings. You can see few bicyclists, biker, few village sellers, village fruit sellers, vegetable sellers, and a few peoples from market, a car, and buildings, the road, and a bit of sky is. So let's try. So this drawing has been taken from a newspaper. It's a location of Ranchi during the lockdown period. People are still unaware of this coronavirus. So newspapers, they tried to show people, aware people about the during the lockdown period to manage social distancing. So I found it a bit interesting. So out of it, I selected few images and created composition. You can see people are wearing masks. So I have started, applying colors with the figures, as I want to make my main subject to be focused on the figures. So on the figures I used raw colors on the shirts, and now I am taking blue, that Prussian blue, a bit of vermilion, and a green to get a dark color. So I am trying to get the drawing only, leaving the light areas white and lighter colors. So on the cycle also, bicycle, the lighter area I'm going to leave white, and the drawings by using simply lines. Now the paint. So try to balance the dark area. That's a sketch work, so I will not go in detail. Trying to get the perspective also. So here the light figures are there. So coming to the car is light color, whitish color. So I'm trying here to leave the highlight area white and a bit of Prussian blue, and again ultramarine blue sometimes I use on the windshield here. So getting few suggestions, trying to get suggestive figures also, and the drawing also. Here is a pole, so just I leave a suggestion. Now I will go to the buildings. From left of the light is coming, so the building that are on the lights right side will be lighter in comparison to that of the buildings on the left side. So I am using light colors here, green, yellow, and the angle of the brush is very important. So I'm using it upward down, means vertically, you know. So here I have tried on the left side on building, you can see the light color, so that's why I'm using here a bit of dark color by mixing blue and green and a bit of black on it. So taking a huge amount of water on the background. Now slowly I'm trying to relieve the figures from the buildings by creating a contrast. So you can take any color here, but it should be, you know, light against dark and dark against light rule. Here is a figure I can draw, a distant figure, to show the perspective. Here is also one figure and market like structure. So slowly I'm using the second tone on the building. Here is a pole, so light against dark to highlight the area. I'm using, a red, blue here. What I always try to use a minimum of 2 or 3 colors on a particular flat area to break the flatness. So, the head and the biker is also wearing helmet as well as mask. These are the strokes I am giving to suggest the designs on the shirt. And one more figure I have added over there by suggesting only lines. So people here have weared masks, few peoples, but I think mask is not sufficient. We should maintain the social distance because WHO is telecasting every time that this virus is spreading within a distance of 1 or 2 meters. So though people are trying, but we should strictly try and go for it. So here I am just suggesting the windows and the perspective of the buildings, distant buildings and closer. Now to relieve the figure, as the figure is in light color, so I am trying to relieve it. That's why I am using a dark color comparatively, as well as trying to manage the perspective by suggesting few lines. The angle of the line is very important. So, and as well as I'm rotating my eye to the entire drawing that is coming out, so that I can later on manage the balance. That's why I am using here a bit of dark color to create a balance between that left building and right building. Again light color, so I will use a bit darker color to relieve the lady from that building. Here I am trying to get the drawing of the backside building also, means the perspectiveness. Again a male member is there. So the angle of the line strokes is very important. Instead of doing details, you can simply suggest the shapes, perspective as well as color value by the lines also. So here is the time to relieve the car. So come to the shadow of the pole, shadow of the building. Rotating my eye actually. Now I've taken a flat brush here to avoid extra lines that generally used to come while applying. So here I have taken ultramarine blue and a bit of red, here I have used, to the light. You can see the balance of the light. Top left to right bottom, I left white. So balancing is very important. Now the male figure carrying, bag, wearing mask, but not in detail. Simply I am trying to, get the lighter area and the darker area, focusing that the light is coming from the left top. So here is the sari, the foot. Then I will shade, the shadow, the shape of the bag, the footpath. So now the figure, and to make it more visible, so I'm using a little bit dark color here, going for the third tone. So here again few strokes to suggest the movement of the road, the angle of the road. It's a 1 point perspective drawing. You can see now car should be more darker. I will later on think about it. Let's try to get more contrast to make it more visible, See here, the shade of the male. The angle of making shadow is very important, so it should be uniform to, each shadow. That's what I am trying. As the color is faded out, so I am again using to create a contrast. So I think I have got the darkness what I want. So few lines. Now some wires that are, hanging in the buildings to make it a bit natural. So a few poles, pipes, suggestions are there only. So don't forget to take, ample amount of water on your palette while mixing and preparing color. Here I'm trying to create a contrast on the car and omitting details on the background, as what I was feeling that it's disturbing the view on the car. So trying to get more dark, but simply using, blue, green and red instead of using black. Let's see what will it come out. If it will not look good, I will wipe some colors. You can wipe colors also, but be very careful. It may, harden your composition. So I think I have used a bit dark color on the background. Here I can draw a figure also. So just by putting some lines I suggested. So I think I have I'm going to, omit some details on the buildings. That's why I'm trying. As I have used here, you can see I'm trying to omit the extra detailings by simply taking water on the brush and wiping the colors, but taking care of the movement of the brush, the angle. So it's what I feel now. I'm trying to omit extra detail so as to make my subjects more interesting. It's a sketch work, so instead of doing detail everywhere, I I have been trying to focus on the main subject. So I think I am done. So take care and